Hello everyone, how are you? I miss you a lot. Today we will have a literature lesson. It's a new selection. It's the Chenoo. It's written by two authors, Joseph Project and James Project. So, Joseph is James' father. Let's start with Joseph, guys. He's the keeper of culture. He has devoted his life to educate people about Native American culture. He produced more than 70 books and he's well known as a storyteller. James Project, his son, he's the next generation writer. He's the son of Joseph Project. He worked with his father and younger brother to help preserve the American culture. The typical and traditional question: what's the genre of this selection, guys? It's a Native American legend. And today we will focus mainly on legends and how to differentiate between a legend and a myth. A legend is a non-historical or unverifiable story handed by tradition from earlier times and popularly accepted as historical. Legends relate to people or clans. What are myths and what are the legends? Myth, a traditional story, especially one concerning the early history of a people or explaining a natural or social phenomenon, and typically involving supernatural being or events. It's also a widely held but false belief or idea, so it's not true and illogical story. What about a legend? A traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical, but not authenticated, so it's not true, it's not for sure. It's also an extremely famous or notorious person, especially in a particular field. Text analysis. Characteristics of legends. Number one, a legend is set in specific place or time, so it focuses on a specific place and time. It's related to the setting, guys. The main character is often heroic. The main character is a human, not a god. They were stories that were told orally and turned into literary masterpieces. As for the reading strategy, how to make inferences. What's an inference? An inference is something that you conclude based on evidence and partly on your own knowledge. When you make an inference, you read something, add what you know to it, and draw a conclusion. You put two or two together, or read between the lines. Let's practice, guys, on this example. Marx's flashlight suddenly went out. He couldn't see a thing. Then he heard what sounded like footsteps behind him. The hair on his arms stood on end. Actually, you are going to have and make inference after you read the story, guys. Concluding this example. Let's move to the new vocabulary. The new words in this selection. The first word, it's clearing. Let's read the example. They walked through the forest into a clearing. So actually it's a noun because it ends in ing, so it's a gerund, not a verb. And the gerund has the same position of a noun. As you see in the picture, this is clearing, guys. An open area of land. Next, inspect. This word is so familiar to you. Also bend down to inspect the tracks on the ground. So I think inspect the tracks on the ground to check or to have some specific, focus on something. So it means to examine carefully. Proceed. She wanted to proceed, but she was frozen by fear. A verb, it's like the previous one. So proceed means, guys, to go forward or to continue. So she wanted to go on, but she has some excuses that prevent her or stop her. Sibling. The brothers were worried about their sibling Nalka. It's a noun. Yeah, sibling, guys, it means brothers and sisters, both brothers and sisters. So, for example, if I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, I can say I have 3 siblings, because sibling includes both brothers and sisters, a brother or a sister. So we came to the end of our lesson. I wish that you understand it very well. If you have any difficulty or misunderstanding, try to replay the video again. Thanks for listening. See you in next videos.